Good evening, folks. How you doing? Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat on this very hot and sticky, sweaty night, where we talk about all the latest gaming news and game reviews from the last 7 days or so. And boy, have we got a show for you tonight. We've got a lot of big name games. Let's say hello to some people who are in chat. Firstly, over on Twitch, first person we had here was Gozzo. Good evening, Gozzo. Good to see you. Swiftly followed by Kindred and Gilfly. Good evening. We have the lovely Chloe. Good evening. And Danka. Hello, sir. Welcome on in. And I'm just seeing anybody else is in. Welcome on in, all of you. We've got loads going on tonight. Lots of big games. And he's back. And we did say we'd save a very important game for him, that we were going to do it last week, but we didn't because he wasn't here. But he is back, ladies and gentlemen, back by popular demand. He's my co-host that knows the most. He's the one and only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. What did you say for me from last week then?
Well, Forza Horizon. So we were in two minds about doing Forza Horizon, and I know you wanted to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And we did get a lot of people saying, one, where's Dave? Because you weren't here last week. Because we had, again, Tunesy standing in. Thank you to Tunes for standing in as co-host. But secondly, it was kind of like, we know you probably wanted to talk about that. So we'd wait. Because it came out the day of the show and there was reviews, but we're like, there's going to be more reviews. So we can technically do it. So we are going to talk about that today. But yeah, now you're going to tell me you haven't played it.
I have been playing it.
Oh, good. What else have you been playing apart from Forza?
Apart from that, I've still been playing a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3, but I hadn't played a huge amount the last couple of weeks because I've been playing Sauros instead. So I finished that last week. It was all right at the end. I'd say my feelings for it, finishing it, are probably the same as I had with doing the Dark Ages. Really enjoyed it at the beginning, really enjoying like the combat and everything. But I just kind of got a bit fed up with it towards the end. Whilst it's a roguelike, it still feels quite samey. It still feels very boss rushy, trying to get back to the bosses if you die. And quite honestly, I just turned on the setting in the settings menu that lets you turn on as many the positive modifiers as you like. So then I just blazed through the last bit because I don't honestly think I could have done it without those.
Yeah,
not without months and months of practice. And I wasn't going to put months and months of practice into it. So sorry, put it on easy mode and blast through.
Yeah. See that's interesting then, that it's I know you didn't love Returnal and you were liking this more, but it sounds like it's one of those that all the first impressions start at the beginning and then it just goes a bit.
Yeah, it's just the sort of repetition, which I know you're going to get because it's a roguelike, but it is just shooting the same things with pretty much the same guns. Some of the guns I liked, so I wasn't that taken with. Give me a nice auto-targeting smart machine gun. That would do the job. Some of the other weapons, wasn't a fan. Yeah. So it was. I liked it to begin with, but it just went on a bit too long for me. I think it was just a bit too samey by the end. So glad to have finished it. Moving on. Bond's coming tomorrow. So
it is, yeah. Some people are already playing it. I can see they got early access.
Yeah, Digital had 24 hours early.
Yeah, two people I've seen that we know are playing it tonight. So I might raid into them. I might not because I don't want spoilers, but we'll see. Hello to Fiatro, who's over on YouTube, saying hi and yo, what's up? Good to see you. Kindred said, be a cock up if he said nah to playing Forza Horizon 6, and I would have to saving it for him for a week. Brian, good evening. He says the large fans are working a treat. I think ourselves and Dave's got a fan, myself and I guess our guest has got a fan. I haven't, so I'm going to just suffer for the cause. Brian also said Returnal is better, but Sauros is still great. There you go. Rock Muse, good evening. I'm here. I'm just playing Field of Mischief 2. I hope you're enjoying that game because I know you started playing that last week. Now you've got your gaming PC, so good to see you. But yeah, I've been mainly playing Mouse PI because I wanted to get that finished off. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm just a little bit worried that there's going to come a point. I don't know how far I'm in. I don't want anyone to spoil it, but I'm not getting bored of it yet. But I am worried that if I get a few more levels like I'm getting, it's going to get a bit. So it's just like, right, I want this to kind of finish this. But I have been playing lots of other stuff, some of which, has been mentioned here, and we'll talk about a bit later on the show. But I want to get that done and replaced, and Directive 8020 finished.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to go on to all the stuff that I've got this week, like such as finishing Lego. I've been playing lots of Forza Horizon 6 as well. That's a nice game that you can just dip in and out. So I have been playing lots of that, which is great because it's just like do a couple of races, come back to it another day, blah blah blah. So I'm liking that as well. Gozzo is waiting for the disc version to come out for the Rayman 30th anniversary. Do we know when that comes out, Gozzo? I'd seen stuff about it, but I don't know when it. I didn't know. If you do know, please let me know. Flame, good evening. Welcome on in. Good to see you as well. So, shall we bring our guest in? We can crack on.
Yeah, I think we should, mate.
So, this wonderful gentleman I first met at DreamHack at the end of March at the NEC. Got to play at his new game. His team's new game that had literally just come out, which we'll talk about. Plus, they have got another new game in the works, which I'm sure he'll want to talk about. So please welcome from Kando Factory, the wonderful Bobby. Good evening.
Evening, chaps.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
No, you're very, very welcome. So Bobby is the founding partner of Kando Factory. I also saw you at New Game Plus, didn't I? Literally a couple of weeks later in London. So I bumped into Bobby a couple of times at events. But yeah, do you want to explain to the chat who you are, what you do, and then we can have a look at some of the wonderful games that you've made so far?
So I've been in the games industry since 2009. I started as a QA tester at PlayStation. This was the era of PS3's PlayStation Go, I think it was called. It was a massive flop, wasn't it? It was like in between the PSP and the PS Vita.
Yeah.
It was a lovely piece of kit, but it just didn't take off. But it was that kind of era, and my first game there was Heavy Rain. So that was my first ever games industry game.
Nice.
Stayed at PlayStation for a couple of years, then went to Sega for 10 years and a bit, then went to Curve Games, and then I founded Kando Factory 3 years ago.
Nice. Okay.
So like the last 10 years, my job has been to go to loads of events, see loads of game pitches, evaluate them, see if they're something I can get behind and publish, basically. So I see about 3,500 to 5,000 game pitches a year.
Wow.
So I see a lot of games before they come out.
Yeah. And it must be difficult because with that amount, there must be some that you're really rooting for that might not actually come into fruition or anything. But then I guess there's some that you're like, oh, this might be a hidden gem and want to do something. How difficult is that process?
Oh my God, man. It's like a colleague of mine many years ago said to me, Bobby, it must be like going to like an animal shelter and you want to take all the pets home, but you can't, right? Like, so there's so many talented teams making amazing games. And like, say, for example, last week I was in Holland to visit an incubator in Breda and the Breda University, which is supposedly, I think, the second best university in the world for video games.
Okay.
And I met a bunch of teams there as well. And they're so talented, like really, really talented people. So wherever you go, there's talented game developers making amazing games, right?
Yeah. It's insane because it's funny. Say this week, so we only cover like 8 games a week on this show, but I had a list of 26, right? And I had a conversation last night with someone and saying, well, that's only 26 that we had technically reviews for. Some didn't have reviews, so they got dropped from that list. But then you think about all the other games that have come out in the last week, there's probably actually hundreds. So we could never cover what. So for the fact that you see thousands and thousands of games and hear like all these pitches it's insane. Like,
and that's still like a fraction of what's actually happening as well, right? So I think last year there was 21,500 games released on Steam alone, not counting consoles and mobile, right? So it's like there's so many games. Yeah. Like, granted, of those 21,500 games released last year on Steam, how many were actually like bangers? Yeah. You know, but still, a lot of them were. Yeah. So there's a lot of good games out there.
I think that's the thing. Now I'm going to bring up your website so people can see. Dave Johnson, Good evening, Dave, has dropped if you want to check out Kando Factory, find out more about them. I am going to bring this up on the screen so you can see. But here is their website. So it tells you all about what they do and how they do it and their services. But one thing that we want to talk about is some of your games. Obviously, let's talk about the game that I got to, whoops, no, wrong one. Jumping ahead of myself. First game that I got to play at DreamHack, which had literally just come out. And this is how we met, wasn't it, Bobby?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's got like an interesting backstory. Sorry if I'm waffling too much.
No, go for it. Tell us.
So what happened with this was the studio called Video Games in America. They released Beastbreaker by getting funding themselves. They self-published it on Epic Game Store and Switch originally about 5 years ago now. And then when they were working on their sequel, Beastbreaker 2, that's how I came across them. And their pitch landed on my desk and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Beastbreaker 2 looks really, really good fun. And I went to bat for it and I spoke to the developer. And when I first spoke to the developer, I realized, oh my God, you're the guy that made this mobile game called Threes many more years ago, which I was playing because I just thought it was a cool game. I just found it on the App Store, played it was brilliant. Threes, highly recommended. I think you can get it for free now, like, you know, free to play and then unlock the full game sort of thing, probably. But back then it was like a premium game you had to pay to download and play, right, on mobile.
Yeah.
Threes was a great game. And I was like, oh my God, Threes was so good. Your game's amazing. Oh, Beastbreaker looks great. Beastbreaker 2 looks great. Let's try and work together. Let's do a publishing deal together. Tried to get it approved, couldn't get it greenlit, couldn't convince the rest of the gang, right? Yeah. So couldn't get it greenlit. Eventually, the studio went out of business.
Oh, okay.
Stayed in touch with the guy, obviously. And then after I set up Kando Factory, I was like, what should be our first game? I was like, well, I want our first game to be really good quality. I want it to be low risk, technically. So a porting project would be great. And I was like, well, Beastbreaker never made it to Steam. So then I contacted the dev and I was like, dude, like, what are you doing with Beastbreaker? Like, can I bring it to Steam? He's like, yeah. Like, we always wanted to do it, but we couldn't. And we ran out of Steam. We eventually went, out of business. But I've transferred all the rights of the game to the original studio that made the Threes mobile game. So I've got all the rights for it and everything. I've got all the code. Sure, go nuts, do your thing, right? So then we had this kind of low-risk project in a way to bring to market that we knew would be high quality. We didn't want to just do a straight port. I've done loads of ports in my time.
Yeah.
So what we did was we added achievements, we added New Game Plus, we kind of smoothened out the experience a little bit, like worked on the story a little bit, made the story like slightly nicer. So it's almost like unnoticeable changes, but all changes that improve the quality of life of the game, right? Yeah. So that's Beastbreaker. That's what we worked on. Sorry, I too much.
No. It's an interesting story to see. Because I didn't realize it was an older game. That's the thing. Because obviously when I met you, you said, "Oh, this has just come out." But because I got hands on with this, and it's got RPG elements to it. It's got obviously story elements, but the fact is, the main point is you get these creatures that you need to defeat and battle. But it's not your typical RPG where you select the certain things and then turn based. It is still turn based, but it's almost like you've got to aim in the correct places. And the best place is using the tools that you've got to basically defeat each type of monster. And I found that really interesting. And you can get more information there. There is a link to the Steam page on there. In fact, if I quickly do that, I'm going to jump to the Steam page. You won't see that on here. But I'm going to drop that into chat for everyone. So if anyone wants to check it out, they can do so now. That's going to all the chats. There you go. There's the link. But also, you've got your next project, which I didn't realise because we've not talked about this yet. And this is Glitch Hunt, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is coming out next year. We're going to do a play test starting 5th of June. So, like, really soon. We'll do a play test for it. So we'll release, we'll open it up for play testing on Steam really soon. This one is like, I went to this event called Dev Play in Romania last year. Yeah. And I'm going there again this year, actually, quite soon. Yeah, around 5th of June. That's when I'm going. And I'm coinciding it with Dev Play. And when I went to Dev Play, I met the developers in person for the first time. We were already in touch before the event, but it's basically two guys in Romania working on this game for close to a decade now.
Wow.
It's like they've really worked on it for a long time. It's their like passion project, and I love passion projects. And the more I played it, the more I realized the depth of the game and how replayable it is. And I was like, oh my god, you guys have been working this, man. Like there's quite a lot. There's like really lots of systems to dig into. So it's quite a fun one actually. It's quite a good game. It's a connoisseur's game, this one.
Ah, okay. I'd be interested to see this. Dank has already said I want to sign up for the playtest. So if anyone is interested in signing up for the playtest, DM me, and I'm sure we can put you in touch with Bobby and the team, and we can make that happen. There you go. See, we're connecting people together. But yeah, if the playtest is literally going live back end of next week, then that's really awesome. Yeah. So we'll have a look at a little bit more of this and stuff, and the links are there. If you want a wish list, also Glitch Hunt. Tell you what, I will drop the links in now as well for you lovely people. So you've got both games there. If I do that, that's in both chats. There you go. There you go. So, gentlemen, shall we crack on with the show?
Yeah, let's get to it, mate.
Let's get to it. Okay, I'm going to hit the button, as we always do. Folks, this is our 267th show. And tonight we're going to be discussing such games as Forza Horizon 6, Zero Parades for Dead Spies, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, and Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. We're also going to be discussing not the end of Destiny, but technically the conclusion of Destiny 2, and the latest retail gaming charts, as well as more of a games and gaming news that have taken place in the last 7 days. Rotmew says Beast Breaker looks good to me. It's a cracking game. I can say that because I played it. So there you go. Bondi, also thank you 350 Mojo Bytes because you've been on a free stream streak. Bondi also said I played Bond today so far. I love what we played. Well, we'll be talking about the James Bond game on next week's show because technically it comes out tomorrow properly. So it'll be on next week's show. But there you go. We've also got some other stuff to talk about. And we've got some sponsors for tonight's show, which we'll talk about a little bit later on as well. Let's crack on with our first game tonight. And it's the game that we deliberately didn't put in the show last week because Dave couldn't be here. So I'm glad he has played it because otherwise, as we said, it would be a bit weird. This came out last Tuesday on Xbox Series X and S and PC, and obviously on Xbox Game Pass. And you've probably guessed it. Yes, Chloe, you're right. It's Forza Horizon 6. Let's have a look at the trailer. There you go. Forza Horizon 6 after the amazing Forza Horizon 5 in 2021. Can this beat the previous games? And also some people are saying that best Forza Horizon was number 3 set in Australia. This time takes it all the way to Japan. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
As you say, this one's taking it to Japan. And 6 in the series hasn't really changed a huge amount over the years, and I wouldn't say this one's really changed much either. If you've played any of the previous ones, it is basically more of the same.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a criticism because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, really. And the Forza games, the Horizon games, just play really, really well. I absolutely love playing them. As you said earlier, you can just like flick them on, have a couple of races, have a bit of a drive around the environment, crash through pretty much anything you want to. Pretty much nothing stops your car. It's just fun. It's just going out, sort of a nice, easy, sort of breezy game to play. Just drop in, have a bit of fun, etc. I mostly play it single player, but of course you've got all the co-op stuff there if you want it. There's loads of multiplayer modes. I'm not sure if they actually thrown any new multiplayer stuff in. They might have done, but I haven't looked at it. The only one I did try briefly the other night was the hide and seek mode, just to get a free Ferrari, just for having like one quick.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I didn't like the mode, but I got a free Ferrari for doing it, so I just race that around the streets now.
Fair enough.
I like it. It is good. It's good. It's giving me an excuse to get the racing wheel and pedals out and blow the dust off them.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you've been using them.
Yeah. So I've been playing it on the PC with those, and it plays pretty well on the PC. It was a much better introduction than was it Forza Motorsport, the last one that came out, because that was shit day one on the PC. Awful when I played that. Loads of bugs to it. This one playing nicely. I haven't any performance issues. I would say my PC is anything particularly great spec wise, but it's running an absolute treat. So I really can't complain. Nice. So I'm going to play this one for quite a while, I reckon.
Okay. Well, it's currently out. Hang on. So Brian said Forza Horizon 3 is my least favourite. Oh, interesting. This series so far, 2, 4, and 6 are my top 3. I've always thought these have got better as they've gone along, in my opinion. Anyway.
Depends on the location. I mean, I like Australia for 3, wasn't it? It was all right, but I did like the sort of European setting for 2. And racing around Britain in number 4, and I'm quite liking Japan so far.
Yeah, I was saying, there you go. And then Mexico, obviously, for number 5. But there we go. So currently, it's £60 on Steam, £60 on Xbox. You can get it on Game Pass for free, and it's due to come out on PS5, but we don't have a date on that as yet. But Microsoft have committed to releasing that on there. Bobby, do you like? Have you played any of the Forza Horizon games? Do you like these?
I used to play a lot of Forzas. I haven't played 6 yet. I really should. I mean, there's an RX-7.
Yeah.
There's a Supra. I love JDM cars. I'm half Japanese. My mother's side is from Hiroshima, which is where Mazda's factory is, right? And so there's a lot of RX-7s and MX-5 Miata Roadster, whatever you want to call it. That was my first car that I owned in real life. Featured in the trailer. So it's like, oh my God, man. It's like I really should play it. It looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. I think it looks fantastic. We played this on Wednesday last week. I think it looks great. The only thing I will say is I think the character models look terrible in it.
Oh, I meant to say that. When I was looking at them in the menu, like the static images, a couple of the female ones, like the faces have melted, quite honestly.
I don't know what it is. And they never seem that bad. And I've seen comparison videos saying when you compare it to the first 2 Forza Horizons, the character models look better in that than they do in this one. However, the overall game looks amazing. That's only a little gripe, but it's just weird. It feels like they put loads into the cars and
they're not the main
and you've got these characters that look like plastic dolls.
You see them occasionally, so they probably thought, let's just phone it in for this one. The rest of it looks cracking, but those character models look shit.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but everything else is pretty damn good. Like all the radio stations, the voice acting, everything seems pretty good. I'm loving it. So for those who may have not seen the show before, we technically don't review the games, but we scour the internet and get a ton of reviews and crush them into an average score. You may agree with it or you may not, but it's just a bit of fun. And if you want to guess the scores in the chat, you can have anything from 0 to 10 and you can have hard numbers. You may get a shout out in the chat. Dave and our guest Bobby tonight also get a chance to do that. And every time Bobby gets it right, we give him a shout out for his company and we'll drop those links for you guys to wish list or even go and buy the games as well. So we're going to have a look at what scores are being put there. Now, this did feature at the start of the year in our top 50 games to look out for when me and Dave did the 2 specials at the start of the year. This was number 15. And Danker said number 15 and his predicted score back in January was this would get a 9.5 from the critics. We'll have to see if you got it right. Kindred saying a 9. Rock News saying a 9. Brian says, I'm going with Danker. 9.5 on this one. Chloe saying an 8.5, but then changed her mind up to a 9. Gozzo saying a 9. Gilfly saying a 9. Retro Jazar saying an 8. Flame saying a 9. Get your scores in chat, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. And I'll start with you, Dave. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try a 9 for this one.
Okay, going for a 9. Bobby?
So, like, I'm going to divide the room. People are going to probably hate me for saying this, but I've always been more of a Gran Turismo series fan.
Oh, that's okay.
When it comes to racing games. I've got a signed Gran Turismo thing over there, actually, by the developer guy. But, yeah, I think while I love Japanese cars, I think it's like, it's kind of maybe not everyone's cup of tea. I'm sure a lot of people love it, but not everyone. So I'd maybe go 8.
Okay. All right. There you go. Danker says no haters here. Yeah, you're right. If you love Gran Turismo, that's absolutely fine. There you go. Okay. All right. Folks, this is your last chance to get the scores in the chat. This is Forza Horizon 6, which came out Tuesday last week on Xbox and PC, and you can get it on Game Pass. At some point, we'll be coming to PlayStation 5 as well. There you go. Gozzo says Gran Turismo is my favourite series ever. So there you go. You're in good company, Bobby. Good company. If there are no more guesses, I can tell you that this got, on average, 9.5 out of 10. There were a number of reviewers that gave this a 10 out of 10, but there were some that were slightly lower. So Danker, you did this prediction back in January, and you got it exactly right. I know that doesn't always pan out for you, but well done, Danker. Well done. Sophie, good evening. Thank you for doing the shout out. So I appreciate it. Brian as well. Brian was like, I think I'll go with Danker's score. He was right to do so. So well done. The two of you got that right. So we're giving you the shout outs. Good score for that game. Can't argue with that. I agree. I think it's good. I think possibly it's not quite as good as the last one, in my opinion, but it's still a very, very, very good game. I've been here ages ago saying I'm not staying long. I know, but I didn't want to shout you out. So, but now you're here, I'm shouting you out. So there you go. Why does Dave get a shout out? Did Dave get it right?
Bribery?
Yeah, why did Dave get a shout out? Oh, she did the wrong thing. I didn't mean to shout out. I was like, bloody hell. I was going to say, there you go. Only my 5th correct so far from the grid this year. Oh, my. It's better than Horizon 5. The map is far superior. I can't comment on that yet because I've only done so much of it. I'll let you know further down the road. But I am enjoying it. But 5, as I said, was my number 1 game of 2021. So there you go. There you go. Win-win. Fixed. Says it's not fixed. So there you go. And Rock Music's cat just jumped on her keyboard. Sorry, Mag, I didn't mean to shout out Dave out. It's all right. We'll let him off. He gets 1, I guess. But there you go. Let's move on to another game. Now, this game was announced a couple of years ago and seemed to have a bit of a vibe about it. But then I'll be honest, not much has been said about it with the lead up to it coming out. It's kind of gone a bit quiet. So I was quite surprised that this has just come out. This came out on Wednesday on PC, and this is Thick as Thieves. Let's have a look at this.
Kilcairn, a city of magic and industry. It was built on secrets and filled with the spoils of empire. I know you're no stranger to asset recovery, and the Thieves Guild have some opportunities suited to your talents. The Constables Guild Hall has a number of items they've confiscated. Naturally, we intend to liberate them. Elway Manor contains things that family shouldn't have taken in the first place. Relics, artifacts, secrets. We'll take the law. Getting past security won't be easy. You can stay in the shadows. Make a little noise. use a wee bit of magic. You can even bring a friend if you enjoy shared liability. So tell me, are you just another cut purse? Or the thief they'll never catch?
There you go, folks. So that is Thick as Thieves. I see a lot of people in the chat saying, wish this was on Xbox or consoles. And when they first announced it, it was supposed to be going to consoles. I'm assuming that the console versions are going to be coming later. But I was going to say, I'm a bit surprised that this has come out with just very little fanfare. Because I quite like the look of this when it was first announced a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, if you remember as well, when it was first announced, it was meant to be a PvP game. So you compete against other players, try and get the loot and escape with it. But it's not anymore. It is now just single player or online co-op. So you can team up with a friend and try and tackle the the heists. So you can see yourself with a friend. I mean, it is a budget price, which is probably good because it is only, I think, a couple of levels. A couple of big levels with like multiple objectives in. And like the Steam page describes it as an introduction to Thick as Thieves. So I wonder if the studio kind of got to the point where they just needed to put something out, so, get some revenue coming in, and maybe if it does well, they'll do some more of it, further down the line. But what you've got there for £5 to say is a fairly sort of basic sort of stealth game. I think there's quite a few ways to try and get into places, lots of tools to use. I did see some reviews commenting that some of the tools feel like there's not really much use to them in the game in its current guise. They would have worked in a PvP game.
Yeah.
It's just you versus the environment. They're pretty useless. So it's probably, as I say, it's probably a good job it is a £5 because you won't feel that you've been ripped off if you do buy it, and it's not quite what you're expecting. But I think if you want a little basic heist game with some cool maps to explore, cool stuff to steal, and you fancy playing it with a friend, you could both get it for a £5 and probably get a good few hours of fun out of it, which is the main thing. Because I think it still looks like it'd be a fun game to play. It's just not really what we were originally expecting, and it's probably not quite as fully featured as we'd perhaps like. But, so maybe they just had to put something out. It's kind of the feeling I get.
Yeah, I do wonder. I mean, £5 is good. That's a bargain, not going to lie. But the game is planned for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X as well. There's no word on when to expect these versions. Danker says apparently they came across coding issues that doesn't want to translate to consoles, so they're working on it. So hence the delay. iQuail, good evening. Evening, everyone. Sat at the gate waiting for our plane. Thought I'd jump in while the kids are in the play area and the wife is in the shop to say hi and keep my streak going. 111 now. He says, not seen any trailers, so put me down for 7s all round. Hope everyone is having a box of TNGC. Thank you, iCarl. Have a safe flight back from your holiday. Thank you for being here. DJ as well. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Bobby, your thoughts on this one?
So this was a game, one of the thousands of games that I've seen way before it got released, sort of thing. So I think I first came across this, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
So it's been kind of cooking for quite a while, this concept. The guys behind it are legendary developers, right? Like really pedigree developers. Like I think they did like System Shock and stuff.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah, so they're like iconic dudes. I think the game is meant to be played as a PvE co-op heist game. I think that's the kind of high concept of it. The art style is really cool. I like it. But then you look at like what that team's actually put out or haven't put out, and it's like, there's question marks, right? About like their capability today in, I don't know. I don't want to be rude to iconic, amazing developers of old, but maybe it's not quite hitting the notes. Like the way it's come out, surely it shouldn't have happened like this.
Yeah,
it should come out with fanfare. This is the kind of game that would have been showcased like world premiere E3. It would have been one of them back in the day, right, when it came out. Whereas here it's kind of come out of nowhere. Yeah, and like maybe I don't know. Maybe they want player feedback and sentiment and help kind of maybe drive the direction of the game that way. I don't know. Or maybe they are rushing it out because they're like, we need revenue, like you say, Dave. I don't know. I don't know the context of it. I haven't spoken to the guys for quite a while.
So Kindred says, beyond the obvious that was initially announced as a PvP-focused game with a lot more flair, before being unceremoniously canned, what remains is a bare-bones stealth experience. He says, was it the show? It was before that, Kindred. So we've seen this for a while. Like, we first saw this announced, like, probably at Summer Games Fest 2 years ago. And then we had a bit of an update. But even with the update, they were still pushing the PvP thing. So it does make one, like Bobby says, like one, and Dave says, one, they've got to push it out to get something out. But two, maybe they're like, this isn't really the thing we were advertising 6, 12, 18 months ago. So we're just going to get this out. And then maybe they will add stuff to it. We don't know. But it just seems a bit odd the way it's gone. So there you go. Big Fuzzy Yak, good evening. He's like, oh my God, besties. How you doing, Big Fuzzy Yak? Great to see you. So let's see about scores. Let's see what chat's saying, what people reckon how this got reviewed. Danker saying a 6.5. Gozzo saying a 6.5. We know iQuail is saying a 7. Rockmuse saying a 6. Chloe saying a 5.5. Brian saying a 6.5. Brian said, seen a couple of good reviews saying it's worth a 5. I see a 5 is decent, it's a cheap game. Big Fuzzy Panda, good evening. How you doing, buddy? 7 out of 10. 7.5 because I don't know what this is. We are talking about Thick as Thieves, which came out last Wednesday. 6.5 from Kindred. 6 from Flame. 6 from Retro Shazar. Bobby, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this reviewed score-wise?
I don't know. I'm going to go middle of the road and call it 7.
Okay. All right. We always call that the safe 7 because when you're not sure, there's a good chance you might get it right. So... It's all good. Dave, what say you?
I was thinking the safe 7 as well.
Safe 7 as well. Okay, folks, this is your last chance. This is Thick as Thieves, which came out on Wednesday on PC. Hopefully it will come out to other platforms soon. If there are no more scores in the chat. Oh, I was really bad when I tried that game, but it made me laugh so hard. See, Big Fuzzy Yak's got to demo it, you see, so that's cool. I can tell you that this... Rockmuse says a safe 6. This got, on average, 6.5. So it's good. It's just not great. Mm-hmm. And I do wonder whether some of the backlash has come from, this ain't the game they said it was going to be. I do wonder if the critics have been harsh on it and that and not taking on the merits of that. Or the fact that, okay, yeah, it's great. It's a 5, but it's a very short game. So therefore... So we'll see. 6.5 is still good, though. It's certainly not a bad game. So if you're going to pick it up for $5, give it a try. Let us know what you think. But there you go. Let's see who got this right. Danker and Gozzo got this right. So Danker is now 2 for 2. Brian is also 2 for 2. Well done. He got it right as well. And Kindred is off the scoreboard. We're getting his first one right. As well as Gozzo. So well done. I think you all got it right. So there are the shout outs going out for that. Let's crack on with some gaming news. And this is quite an interesting one because we've been talking about what's been going on with Xbox. Because obviously going back a few months ago, everyone was like, oh dear God, what are Xbox doing? And then Phil Spencer said, Sarah, I'm off. Asher Sharma comes in. And things seem to be going quite well for Asher Sharma and the team with Xbox. And we're expecting to see lots of stuff announced. Ems, good evening. Great to see you. Seems to be some stuff for Summer Games Fest when they do their showcase. We know we're going to see more of the new Gears E-Day game. But it'd be interesting to see what they put out and what Asher has to say. But one of the new things that they've been trying out is a forum for Xbox fans to state what they want from Xbox. Okay? And the most listed thing that got 6,000 votes was regarding Xbox exclusives. And what Asher Sharma and the team have said is they will look at all this stuff and the things that get the most votes, they will seriously take this into consideration. Now, obviously, Asher has done a number of things. They've ditched the This Is the Xbox thing campaign that nobody liked and it made no sense. And lots of other stuff that they've backtracked on, which Phil Spencer had done. They've sorted that out. And obviously, we've also talked about the fact that Xbox Game Pass subscription prices have dropped as well. So she's brought that in. But basically, what she stated is this is a really interesting fact, that the fact that the community want more console sort of exclusives for Xbox, because the fans are feeling that it devalues Xbox. What's the point of an Xbox if you haven't got console exclusives? Now, she admitted that it's actually, since they went across multi-platforms, it has done Xbox some wonders, because Xbox has always been third in the race of consoles, and they've switched to, and PlayStation 5 up in front. Forza Horizon 5 was a huge success and one of the best-selling games on PlayStation 5 last year, as we know. And some other games that also have come out recently, obviously on Switch 2, we had Indiana Jones and The Great Circle that is selling very well on Switch 2. And sales went very well. But also, they have confirmed that there are certain games that they've already announced that they have to stick with that. So Forza Horizon 6 will be coming to PlayStation 5 at some point. Halo Campaign Evolved, they stated, will be coming to PlayStation on day of release. They've also stated the new Fable will be coming on day of release as well to PlayStation. But it does mean that anything else after that, they can recheck their strategy and maybe keep it to that. Big Fuzzy Hat says, get a PC. You can do all your homework on it too. Oh, yes, getting a PC for homework. We've been saying that since the 80s. Trust me. Haven't PlayStation announced PS-only exclusive coming back? Yes. And I think this is why, because of the fact that you could get the new Xbox machine that would play PC games as well, it meant that certain Sony games would be available to Xbox console users, which they weren't happy about. So if they're going to backtrack, why not Xbox backtrack? But the only thing I would say is they need some decent exclusives. So my question to chat, Dave and Bobby, and I'll start with Dave, is, seeing it was the most voted thing by Xbox fans, do you think they should go down the exclusivity route? And if so, why?
I think you generally need the exclusives as a reason to, tempt people to buy your hardware. Because if you haven't got anything like that, then why would I bother? If all your games are going to come out on PlayStation have got all their own exclusives, I'll just buy PlayStation hardware then. Absolutely no need to have the Xbox. It's the same problem with them releasing on PC day and date. Again, I don't really need the Xbox. I can just play them on PC. Yeah. I mean, my Xbox doesn't really get a huge amount of use at the moment. Been playing Forza on PC. Yeah. So, I mean, even if they came out with the best bit of hardware, the next generation, I mean, regardless of what the price ends up being, even if they bring out a really good bit of hardware, if there's no real games there to tempt people onto it, then it probably won't really do that well, I wouldn't have thought. So, yeah, I mean, that is the main reason for exclusives. And, it was like Sony going back to it with their single-player games. The multiplayer stuff is still going to be, across everything, because you need the communities for that. But all their big single-player narrative-driven games are going to be exclusive to tempt you to go to that platform. The next Spider-Man, PlayStation only. When they do The Last of Us, it'll be there. If another Uncharted appears, it'll be PlayStation only. They've got some big franchises. I mean, Xbox's franchises, I think we've said them all already. It's Halo, it's Gears, it's Forza, Fable, which are all this year, going to be on, or this year / next year, going to be on PlayStation. So they're going to draw a line after that maybe and say all the newer ones afterwards, just on Xbox only. Yeah, have to see what they do, but they do need something to tempt people to buy the hardware. Otherwise, people are just not going to bother. Yeah.
Let's just see. Brian just said Clockwork Revolution, which I'm looking forward to, not gonna lie. State of Decay 3, Gears E-Day, Blade, and Elder Scrolls would be a great lineup. Potentially, yes. A console is convenient, but you always want a console to have good exclusive. It's healthy competition. Bobby, your thoughts on this?
It's a complicated thing, isn't it? Like, as a gamer, just putting consoles, platforms aside, as a gamer, you're probably kind of in an ideal world, you want to just buy a game once and be able to play it anywhere. That would be the most convenient thing as a gamer, right? But then, that's quite a kind of socialist way of thinking. And so, well, how would that actually work in the real world with all these platforms that normally take a platform fee for people buying on that platform? If you haven't bought it on that platform, but it's an online game and it's costing the infrastructure to run the game on their platform, how does that all work out, right? So it's really, really hard to make it work. And in the real world.
Yeah.
If you're like making hardware, whether it be Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox, or whoever else, right, that's trying to enter the hardware space, you're kind of thinking, well, I have to monetize this and make sure there's a reason for people to own this device. So you have to have the exclusives. Like when I was working at Sega, this is after Sega being a platform holder, where we were the publisher of game and developing games, right?
Yeah.
There was an era where we used to do like DLC that was specifically tied to a platform.
Right. Okay.
Maybe some interesting cross IP stuff with that platform, or maybe it's only within the game IP, but this content is only available if you buy it on PlayStation, or only available if you buy it on here.
Yeah.
And after a while, we were like, this doesn't really serve anyone. This isn't really good for gamers, right? Like, as a gamer, you want all of the content, and then you have like the full experience. So we were like, we should make sure there's parity across all the platforms from our perspective. But anyway, to go back to the point, sorry, I'm completely going off on one.
No, you're cool. No, you make a good point. Yeah.
From like a platform holder's point of view, I think like specifically Xbox, one of their key USPs is the Game Pass, which isn't tied to their own studio stuff. It's like it could be indie games, it could be AAA games outside of the ecosystem that they bring onto the Game Pass, right? Which is already really quite appealing, but then you don't necessarily need an Xbox for it. You could just do it on PC.
Correct.
You get Game Pass on PC, right? So it's like, okay, but then they own all of these amazing, like massive studios that they could kind of keep within their walled garden and go, you can only play this cool stuff if you come to us, right? Whether it be like, say, Forza, okay, it's coming on PS5, but for now, Xbox only, should be £60 a pop. A lot of money, but Game Pass, suddenly it feels like it's free, you know, to your subscription. So they're in a bit of a complicated sort of situation. I feel like they need to have exclusives if they want to maintain that walled garden.
Yeah.
They have to. And I think the players of that platform are like, well, if Nintendo aren't coming on our platform and if PlayStation's not coming on our platform, why should we be behind enemy lines singing Kumbaya when you're not playing the game with us, right? So it's like, we want to keep it here. You know, I can totally feel that kind of sentiment, and they want the ecosystem to continue, right, as a fan. So ultimately the answer is yes, they probably should have exclusives tied to their platform. Sorry, it took ages to get there.
No, it's all good. It's good. Your time is perfect because we just got a raid in as well. So, Lulu, thank you for the raids. Hope you're well. Lulu was playing Subnautica 2. Thank you so much. For those who've just tuned in, hi, I'm Mag. This is Dave. This is our guest this week, wonderful Bobby. We've just been talking about the fact that Asher Sharma might be changing everything for Xbox and why maybe Xbox should be exclusives. Now, I do want to bring something back before we move on. Thank you, Lulu. You may remember going back a couple of months ago, I showed a video from a comedian and voiceover actor called Ron Funches, who I absolutely adore. I'm going to play you a video that we played a couple of months back, but he's done another one. But I'm going to play to give you a reminder of the first one because I think this is very apt for what we've been talking about. So let me just get this up on screen, and I hope let's do this one. I'll bring this one back up. And you may remember this was Ron Funches as the new CEO of Xbox. Let's have a look at this. Hopefully you can hear this if I've done. In fact, actually, let me check. Yes, we've got the audio. So let me check this. Here we go. Oh, no, we've got no audio. 1 second. Sorry, folks. Hang on. We'll get there. That'll help. Let's do that again.
Hi, I'm Ron Funches, the new president of Microsoft's Xbox division. Quite frankly, we're not doing well. People aren't buying our games. We bought all these studios and they frankly just making games that suck. Redfall, what the fuck was that? And then now, because of the tariffs, we made a 5-year-old system cost $100 more. And we started putting all our games on PlayStation. Remember the good things we used to do? Remember God of War? Well, that wasn't us, but that's a good game. Remember Gears of War? We're putting it out again. Please just buy Xbox games. They're going to turn me into AI.
Please buy Xbox.
There you go. So, obviously, that's the one. Dave's saying no visuals. Are people not seeing that? Because it is on the screen.
I can see that from my point of view.
Yeah, Bobby, you can see that?
Yep.
Everyone else can see it. I think it's just Dave. Dave, Mr.
He must have his
Johnston.
eyes closed.
Yeah, I can see the video. So that's it. So that was Ron's take on the Xbox news. Well, Ron is back. Ron is back with his take on PlayStation. And I'm gonna bring this in. I'll probably have to because I thought this was even better. This literally came out this week. So let me share this. I might have to restart it. So here we go.
Yeah.
Let me just refresh that, and here we go.
Money. Yeah. I'm Ron Funches, president of PlayStation. Unfortunately, we're not doing so well. Apparently, our strategy of locating talent and hardworking teams, buying them, forcing them to do projects that they don't even like, and then firing them when they don't reach our lofty expectations, it isn't working. So we're gonna have to raise the prices. PlayStation 5 went from $500 to $700. That's not bad. Fuck you. If you didn't buy PlayStation 5 at launch, this is on you. If you don't buy a PlayStation now, you're gonna end up paying $2 million and you're gonna have to live inside of it. Which is why we've made it look like a very weird building. You know you need one. Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming, baby, and you can't play it anywhere else. Oh, you gonna buy an Xbox? Come on now. Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people on the loose. Money. Yeah.
There you go. So that's Ron's take of what PlayStation are doing right now. I do like his stuff. And I have to say, it's very topical because we were talking about the fact that PlayStation were having to put all their prices up again. So there you go. Whichever way you look at it, we're all paying more money for stuff. So there you go. Let's do it. Let's carry on with some more games. This came out on Wednesday on PC. And this is Phonoopolis. Let's have a look at this one. And this one, I think, is very intriguing. There you go. That is Phonoopolis, which came out last Wednesday on the PC. I am very intrigued about this one. I'm really liking the art style. Sophie, thank you and good night. Thank you for being here. Take care. Big Fuzzy Hat says the art style on this one is cute. Dave, tell us more about this one.
It's got a very cool art style to it. I think the devs have said that they sort of modelled everything in cardboard before, like scanning it in and then you using it within the game. So it's all like handmade stuff. There might be a little documentary you can watch about it, I think. But what this is, it is a bit of a point-and-click adventure game. The company that make this, they've done quite a few other ones before, which some people might have heard of. They did the Samaros series. They did Machinarium, which is quite a cool game I played a while back. This is like continuing in their like cool art style they use for all these games. This particular one, it's in a dystopian city. Where the authoritarian leader like blurts out his commands through like loudspeakers all across the city, to get everyone just to do his bidding. And I think he's trying to like develop a particular sort of tone to play for these loudspeakers. It would strip everyone of their humanity, just make them mindless drones, just to like appease what he wants to do. Your particular character sort of may sort of break away from all this stuff that's getting like shouted out for loudspeakers. So he's kind of aware of the threat, and you're on the game to try and stop what he's doing, solve all the various puzzles and try and stop his evil scheme. I think it looks really cool. I'd definitely be interested in playing it. And I think the art style definitely makes it stand out. You look at that and you think it looks very interesting. It's got some cool little sort of visual gags to it as well. You're moving some of the things around, knocking some of the characters off things into different places. I think it looks really cool. I'd definitely play it.
Yeah. Dave Housen says a corrupt authority figure who wants to get everyone to do their bidding. Not going to lie, feeling called out right now, Dave. Well, there you go. Bobby, Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it looks like a really kind of art house boutique kind of piece. Like really artistic, and it is my kind of jam. I can see myself after a long day of working, just being like, I just want like a chill game to play on my own and contemplate and play and kind of escape from everything else and just zero in. I love that trailer. It was kind of quite thought-provoking, and I want to know more about the game. Is it a game that's going to sell bucket loads? I don't know, but it's probably one of those games that people who like that type of game really engage with, and it's like a beautiful book that there's a really there's a beginning and an end. It's quite finite, and it's maybe a good experience to have.
Yeah. I definitely would play this. I really like the look of this. Currently, thank you, Kindred. It's normally 20 quid, but it's down to 18 quid at the moment on Steam. So if you want to check it out, by all means, time to get it. Let's see what people are saying with the scores. Let's see. We have got Big Fuzzy Yak saying a 7. Danka saying a 9. Gozzo saying a 9. Chloe saying an 8. Kindred saying a 9. Brian saying 8.5. Hannah saying good evening. Good evening, Hannah. How you doing? Good to see you. Flame saying a 7. Dave, what do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try an 8.
Going for an 8. Bobby?
I think I played it a bit too safe with my Forza score, so I'm going to go 8.5.
Okay, 8.5. All right, going for that. Retro Shazar saying a 7.5. Hannah saying a 7.5. 7, but the sounds really put me... Oh, that's interesting. Didn't like the sound of it. Okay, like in terms of what sounds were being used. So that's interesting. Okay, all right. Folks, this is your last chance. Sorry, my brain just went dead for a split second there. You can tell the battery's being recharged. This is Phonopolis, which came out on Wednesday on PC. If there are no more guesses in the chat, I can tell you that this got an 8.5 out of 10. So there you go. So Bobby got his first one right. Yes, Bobby. Go, Bobby. Can we get a shout out for Bobby? Go check out his website. You can also wish list his Glitch Hunt game, and also you can get his other games on Steam, so you can go check it out. Go do it now. All the links are going to be there. Also, Brian, you are now free for free. Brian from the UK Gaming Network. Well done, then. You are free for free, so you're on the lead. Legendary JL, welcome on in, buddy. Those links will be appearing very shortly. In fact, I can actually... There you go. Thank you, guys. Brian is cheating. He's not, Big Fuzzy Yak. He is not. How is Brian cheating? Brian, he says, I'm having a good night so far. I don't know. Normally, Brian does, no offense, Brian, bloody awful. So he's doing all right. He's doing all right. Yeah, the guy who reviews game is free for free. He does review games, but it doesn't mean he gets it right every week. I think this is the best he's done. I probably actually scuppered him now. I've said that. This is the best he's ever doing. Sorry, Brian, if it all goes downhill from now. Can confirm. Stop it, behave, you lot. Mate, I did not give him the answers early. See, he said, when I was on the show, I got 0. He was a guest on the show. He didn't get any right. So there you go. I think Brian gave Dave the answers before. Oh, my God, here we go. Conspiracy theories. Oh, you lot, behave. We're going to move on to the next game. But go check out the Kando Factory website. It is there. Go wish list the games. Go buy the games. If you've got any more questions. Also, if you want to sign up for the play test, please do let us know. You can drop me a line. I'll let Bobby know. We'll get you there. Moving on to conspiracy theories. Another game that featured in our top 50 of games to look out for. Here comes Zero Parades for Dead Spies. This came out on Thursday on the PC. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
A new assignment. That's what she promised us. A chance to unwrite the black record. To rip the hand of fate from its socket. She said it's going to take luck, skill, and all the psycho maneuvers we can manage. And when it all turns to ash, we ask. Easy, she said. We make it up as we go along. There was nowhere we wouldn't follow her. A network of minds, interlinked, acting as one. Out of the freezer, into the frying pan.
Zero Parades for Dead Spies is an espionage RPG brought to you by Zaum Studio, award-winning makers of Disco Elysium, available now on PC. You play as Herschel Wilk, a disgraced spy returning to the city of her failure for a desperate assignment. To pull it off, you've got to untangle a web of intrigues and assemble a new crew from the ashes of your former network. Along the way, you'll uncover the secrets of a massive, vibrant city, home of unforgettable characters brought to life with full voiceover.
That's right.
Get advised or confused by 15 unique skills. Change your beliefs with conditioning. Shape your mind into a weapon. Survive high-stakes dramatic encounters. Together they cause lasting ripples for yourself and the assignment. With multiple ways to approach every task, you have the chance to own the story, as long as you can live with the results. Zero Parades for Dead Spies, available now on PC.
There you go, folks. That is Zero Parades for Dead Spies. It was number 34 in our 50 games to look out for this year. Obviously, backed by some pedigree game devs, because obviously their last game, Disco Elysium, was a 10 out of 10 game, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah. The last game did very, very well. It's a bit of a shame that they had quite a lot of upheaval at the studio.
Yeah,
after that. A lot of the original devs from Disco Elysium, split off to their own studios. I think there's like about 3 different studios that formed up from there. So, the people that have been left at Zaum, they've now done this one, Zero Parades, which does look very, very good. Looks and feels very similar. It's got the cool art style with that same sort of isometric sort of viewpoint to it, and similar in the way you've got all these big branching dialogue trees and different faculties of your character will sort of speak at different times, like give you like hints and stuff like that. But I like the sound of this one since it's like an espionage RPG. As it explained in the trailer, your particular character called Herschel has been sent to the city of Pontefiero on a covert mission, but she's not really quite sure, what she's got to do, because your handler is, incapacitated when you wake up the morning after arriving. So you've got to sort of go out into the city and start trying to find out what's going on, who you can trust, who you can use to form into a team to help you out, who the enemy is. I think it looks pretty decent, and from what I've been reading, if you ignore the controversy of the studio, it sounds like the game is really good. Maybe not quite as good as Disco Elysium, because did you say that got 10s there? Hell of a lot of places.
It did, and we got a 10 on our show.
Yeah, hard to repeat. But it sounds like they've still done a very good job with this one. It sounds like there's a lot of ways to play it. So definitely another one I'm interested in. So looks cool.
Okay. Well, it is. I'll bring this up. I'll just flag this up. It is currently £35.75 on Steam. It is hopefully going to be coming to PlayStation at some point, but no confirmation on an Xbox release. So that's where we're at there. Thank you, Kindred, for that. Blue Lou, welcome on in. Great to see you. 10 out of 10 says Big Fuzzy. Are we making up numbers now? No, their game before this did get 10 out of 10, and it got a 10 on average on this show. We have had 10s on the show. We've only had about 3 or 4 over the last 5 years, but it does happen. Bobby?
So, I don't know how the original studio's name was pronounced. Is it Zaum? Is that how it was pronounced? The Disco Elysium devs?
That's the way I've said it.
Yeah.
The guy,
I'll go with Zaum.
The guy that founded it, I haven't spoken to him for a couple of years now, but he used to live down the road from me. Really nice guy. Everybody that I've met from the studio when they were making, and shortly after Disco Elysium, were fantastic people. Really talented, and obviously made an amazing game, right?
Yeah.
And then here with this, it's like, like with it being fully voiced, I think it makes it a lot more accessible for people as well. I think you can see the DNA of it coming through.
Yeah.
As you've commented on already, you can totally see it. I think it should be reviewed really well. It's unfortunate, with review bombing and stuff happening on games.
Yeah.
But I feel like, what should I say the score? I should say the score.
Yeah, if you want it, go for it, Bobby.
I'm going to be ballsy. I go 8.5 again.
Okay.
To me, that's a really high score for a game.
No, that's cool. It's like, right, that worked for me last time. I'll go for it again.
I'm gonna go again.
Let's see what other people are saying in chat. So this was number 34 in our chart. Danka says it's predicted 9 for this. So he guessed a 9 back in January. Chloe going for a 9. Rockmuse an 8. Brian says, was going to guess a 3 just to stop the abuse. But I'm going to go with an 8.5. There you go. Gozzo, 8.5. Hannah, 8.5. Kindred, 8.5. Chat, get your scores in. Also, before I ask Dave, there's 2 things I want to bring up. Danka said, also, I must retract one of my right answers. As Thick as Thieves was number 46. Was it? I actually forgot that was in our top 50. That shows you how much he says. And I put it down as 8. So I got it wrong. So thank you for being honest, Danka. So Danka's only got 1 right this evening so far, I believe, so far. There you go. And Dave Housen says, justice for chat. We should lock Brian in a room without internet for 1 day before the talk show to ensure he can't cheat again next week. Who says he's cheating? I don't think he is, but there you go. Retro Jazar saying 8 out of 10. Flame saying an 8 out of 10. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to go for a 9.
Go for a 9. Okay. Any more for any more? This is Zero Parades for Dead Spies, which came out last Thursday on PC. And if there are no more guesses in the chat, I can tell you, Big Fuzzy Yak coming in with an 8. I can tell you that this got a 9 out of 10 on average. So Bobby was very, very close. And that means, yes, this got a 9 out of 10. Considering our first game got a 10 out of 10. Danka's now 2 for 4, so this kind of repaired that. Chloe got your first one right. Well done. And see, Brian didn't get this one right. But Brian is still in the lead. So there you go. Well done, Chloe. You got it right. Danka, you got it right. Anybody else? I don't think anybody else said got that right. So there you go. Dave, what did you say? You said
I said 9.
You said a 9. You did. I thought you did. So Dave got his first one right as well this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Dave is not a streamer. So you can do exclamation Dave in chat. But also to celebrate the fact that he's got one right, you can also do a different kind of shout out. How would you like that shout out, Dave?
You can do some spinning, mate.
Go some spinning. Good
Make
answer.
a bit of a breeze while you're doing it. Cool yourself down.
I doubt it. It will probably make me hotter, but we'll see what happens. Here we go. Just recycling warm air. Here we go. Dave!
Very nice.
There you go. Congratulations, Dave.
Thank
you. Dave Housen says, I'm just going to call him Dave Johnson. I hate calling him Dave Housen. I'm shouting me out because I am Dave and OG Dave got it right. Can't really argue with that, to be honest. So there you go. Let's move on to our next bit of gaming news. So, this was announced last week. Now, funny enough, this was announced through the Deep Silver Discord because obviously they publish some of these games. But it was announced that there were 2 more games coming from the creators of Kingdom Come Deliverance. This was announced last week. The first one, for all you Kingdom Come Deliverance fans, you might be quite happy. Doesn't say it's necessarily a new game or a new DLC, but it does state there's a new Kingdom Come Deliverance adventure coming soon. Now, we don't know what that is. They've stated it's not a DLC for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but it could be an offshoot story or another game. Could lead to the fact that we might be getting part 3. But the bit of news that everyone was very excited for, because they also shared this on the same post, was that they are also working on a brand new open world game based around Middle Earth. Now, if you don't know what Middle Earth is, that is the lands of Lord of the Rings. So they are working on a brand new RPG to do with Lord of the Rings. Now, again, they stated Middle Earth, so this could be their own thing, not anything to do with The Hobbit or the main Lord of the Rings games. It could be their own thing, because we have had other Middle Earth games, such as Shadow of Mordor, etc. So, are we excited for the fact that we've got a company that does Warhorse Studios, I believe they're called, if I've got that right.
That's right.
Yeah. Very excited because they have put out some very good games. I loved Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 last year. Fantastic game. So do we think that they are going to be able to make a very decent RPG open world game for Lord of the Rings? And are we also excited for more KCD2 content potentially? Chat and Dave and our guest, what are your thoughts? Start with you, Dave.
Yeah, I think they're a good company to make it an RPG of Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, the two Kingdom Come Deliverance games are very well received, especially the second one. I still get to play that one, but I've heard nothing good things about it, and it just looks really good. That looks really good graphics wise. Got some very deep RPG systems to it, so they seem a good fit for Lord of the Rings. So we don't know what they're doing. If they're going to do anything, with the existing sort of films or anything like that, or they're going to come up with a new story in a different age of Lord of the Rings. There's quite a lot they could do, because there's a lot of Middle Earth history that you can read out there, so they could pick various places and put something in there. And it would be nice to see a decent RPG in this, because we haven't really had a huge amount of that. So I think we only had Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, more ago from EA. That I think was an okay RPG, nothing particularly good, but otherwise hasn't really been a decent game in that series for quite a long time. With the most recent one we had was Gollum.
Don't talk about Gollum.
No. So hopefully this will be good. I kind of hope the publisher Embracer Group just sort of let them just do what they want to do, because I think sometimes when you got a big franchise be made, just that temptation for the execs to say, oh, why don't you put this in, why don't you put that in, people like this, but leave them alone to do it. They've made a couple of cracking games before. I just think just let them do something cool in the Middle Earth universe.
There you go. Dave said the third was a carbon copy of the Final Fantasy in terms of battle system, but it was good though. Kinji said people are still playing Lord of the Rings online. It's an MMO that people play. Bobby, would you be excited for Lord of the Rings?
So I think it's an amazing matchup, the IP and the studio. I think they're the right people to do it. If they are quite right, if they're left alone to do what they want to do, I think they'll do an amazing job. It's just that with things like this, there's often so many cooks involved, right? Which can always cause problems. But hopefully they'll be able to deliver what they're capable of delivering. And I think if they are, it'll be the best thing ever that's happened to this IP in a way. Because the recent sort of TV series and stuff has been a bit of a letdown for me. And I've been a letdown. And
got fed up with that.
The youngsters of today probably haven't even seen Lord of the Rings series, right? About the entire film series. So it'll be really nice to kind of bring new people into the IP and engage with it. And these guys can really deliver compelling story and immersive worlds.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe I'll be fucking learning Elvish and I don't know, doing really cool shit. And I think the technical challenge for them is probably going to be like beasts that are flying, massive beasts and magic, which all should be doable, right? It should be doable for them. I'm not saying it's not a challenge; it's a massive challenge, but I feel like they're capable of delivering on it, and you'll be able to live this fantasy and carve your own path. And I'm really excited for it. I think it'll be great. Yeah.
I would be excited for. I never really got to play the original Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I knew a lot of people were hyped for it. And then when that second game landed last year, I was like, I don't know whether I like this because I'm not big on RPGs. I just fell in love with it. And it was just so well done. And I still have fond memories of that stream, because when we were playing it, there was bits that make you go, oh my God, I didn't see that coming, and things like that. So they're just very good at storytelling RPG systems. and generally building a world and characters that you actually genuinely care about. So I honestly think they could do great guns with this. Honestly, it could be something fantastic. So as soon as we get more info, we will let you know on this show. Now, we have got a sponsor this week, which I forgot to tell Dave about, but it's fine because I just make this up as I go along most times. And some of you heard about this last night. I'm going to share this out. Our sponsor for this week is Discover Games. You can get up to 40% off games that are out right now. In fact, that is completely the wrong page. So I'm going to close that down because that is my dashboard. That's a bit of a cock-up. But there you go. Let me put the thing in. You do exclamation summer in chat. And I click on that. Then we will get, here we go. You want to see my boring dashboard of how much work I've done for them. There you go. You can play, you can get up to 40% off games such as Sticks, Blades of Greed, RoboCop, Rogue City, Police Simulator, and many more. There are tons of games, including a new Cthulhu game that we talked about on the show a couple of weeks ago. If you want to get yourselves a deal, there are prices that are even cheaper than Steam right now. Go use that link, put your games in the basket, and then use the code SUMMER40 to get 40% off titles. There are titles that are not in the summer sale. You can still get 10% off those as well. Any people that buy games from this, it gives a little bit of a kickback to us so we can continue to do this show and continue to do these streams, and you help support the channel. So go do check it out. I greatly appreciate it. Dave says he hasn't done any work for them. He's had me working on it for the last week. Bullshit. But there you go. Just what we say. So thank you to Discover Games for being our sponsor. And please do go check out the sale, which is on now until June the 6th. But we are promoting it up until May the 29th. So there you go. Let's move on to our next game, a game that I was supposed to cover last week, but unfortunately I ended up at an event. We may end up covering it tomorrow, depending on whether my copy of the First Light 007 turns up or not, because I got an email to say, hey, we're sending you your copy digitally. They'll fucking have it, but there you go. So we might use this as a backup plan. This came out last Thursday on Switch 2. This is Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We may be streaming it tomorrow. We might be streaming it next week. Who knows? That's the fun of this channel. Let's have a look at the trailer.
A book named Mr. E fell from the sky. He's lost his memories, but how and why? The friendly Yoshi lends a helping hand to explore chapters with colorful lands. The creatures here are so incredible, though some of them aren't quite edible. They can help you discover so many things. What other surprises do these creatures bring? This book is brimming with magical spaces. You'll visit all sorts of interesting places. Search high and low as you venture through, and maybe discover what else you can do. So use different actions as you explore. You might unearth discoveries galore. Because if anyone can help Mr. E, it's this curious green friend named Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Available now only on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
I like this comment. Chloe said, I feel like this advert is for Dora the Explorer is about to jump out. Who are they advertising to this? 4-year-olds? Well, this is the thing, because no one's quite sure whether this is like a game for everyone or a kid's game. It feels like it's been kind of weirdly advertised. For me, it's the first big new game for Switch 2 for this year, because I wasn't interested in Tamagotchi Life or in Pokemon Pokepia. So for me, it's the first big game on the Switch 2. But the question is it actually targeted at me? It might not be. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, I kind of get the impression it's perhaps targeted bit more at the sort of younger audience this time. Because whilst like the previous Yoshi games, they had like platforming challenges. You got to get through the level, try and defeat a few enemies as you go. This one is more about exploration in the levels. You're exploring, trying to solve little puzzles and stuff, and there's not really much in the way of death in the game. I think Yoshi can get injured, but I don't think it's that easy to actually killing him in the game. It is more about just exploring and kind of finding stuff. I think the story in this one is that Bowser Jr. and Kamek mess around with this book, trying to get some information out of it, accidentally get themselves drawn into it, and then drop it on Yoshi Island. And of course, the Yoshis then decide to try and help the book recover all its memories, and they jump into its pages, and then that's when they're trying to discover things about the creatures that live in the biomes that these pages take you to. That's what you got to do in it, and it's still got lots of little collectibles in there. If you've played in the previous ones, you remember searching for the little smiley flowers on the levels. You've still got those you can find. But as I say, I get the impression this is more for the younger audience, or an audience that doesn't really want a massively challenging platforming game. This is a nice little Yoshi game to explore around in, find cool stuff.
That's all right. Well,
all right.
If I do end up playing it tomorrow night, I've got an easy night, haven't I?
Yeah.
You watch me, I won't be able to solve the puzzles, and it'll be like, there's kids of 4 years old that can solve these puzzles better than you, Mags. So we'll see. Bobby, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I just feel like Nintendo are just constantly pumping out good quality games, right? Really good quality games. So they are really good at that, and without having to rely on amazing, crazy good graphics. They're able to still deliver a really compelling experience. But this one feels like it's not really for me, not really for my wife, not for my soon-to-be 17-year-old lad, and not really for my daughter either. It's just I'm not really sure who it's really for. When it's not Mario, but within that world and using a different character, they've definitely had successes. This one doesn't feel like it's gonna kind of ignite that much, but I'm sure it'll be a stocking filler at the end of the year. But I do. Yeah, I agree. It feels a bit odd the way it's being marketed. I can imagine if I'm on holiday and I've got nothing else on, and I'm I don't know, at the gate of the airport, and everyone's leaving me alone. I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll just dip in and do a couple of bits. Yeah. For an hour or something. But I don't know. It's not ready for me, this one.
Okay. See, I wonder if this is going to be a bit like the Princess Peach game that came out 2 years ago. I enjoyed that. It was a perfectly good game, but that's all it was. And it was geared at younger audiences, but I had fun with it for what it is. But it wasn't anything that stood out. So we'll see. It's currently out. It's 50 quid to buy. I had to get a copy of this because I couldn't get a free copy. I think I got it a little bit cheaper than that. I'm not going to lie. In fact, actually, I didn't pay for it. I just realised because I used my 50 quid Amazon voucher from the Tetris competition last week to buy it.
Nice.
So there you go. Thank you, Twitch, for paying for my copy of my Nintendo games. Brian said earlier his copy to review never turned up. He says £41 for a Digicop was what you paid. That's not bad. It's still going to be better than Mind's Eye. I mean, anything's going to be better than that. Nintendo Nottingham event is next month. They've got the new Yoshi game and they will have the new Star Fox as well. Where's that at? Gozzo, where's that event? I just don't know whether this will be a game lots of people want to play. I'll be honest about the Yoshi thing, but we'll give it a go. Danka's saying an 8. Chloe saying a safe 7. Gozzo saying an 8. Kindred saying an 8. Brian saying an 8. Rob is saying a 7. Hannah says, I love Yoshi. I'm going for an 8. Chloe says, I'm going to change my score to a 6.5 because the advert's not really selling this to me. Flame saying 8. Lebraze, good evening. She said, I didn't see the trailer, so I'll say an 8.5. Retro Cesar, 8. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go for a 7.5.
7.5, okay. Bobby?
I'll go with the crowd. I'll go for 8.
Okay, going for an 8. All right. Folks, this is Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which came out last Thursday on Switch 2. There are no more scores in the chat. I can tell you that this only one person got this right. And that person is on the screen next to me because this got a 7.5 out of 10. Well done. This got some very interesting reviews. Some people absolutely loved this, and some people just went, this is okay. It's a bit of window dressing. So the reviews were very, very mixed. Yeah, 6 out of 10 from IGN. I think GameSpot liked it less, but Eurogamer loved it, and Gamer Ranks loved it, and there was someone else. So it really, I think literally I had a different score from every different source. So I literally had to add it all up and then work out a proper average for it, rather than just going, oh, it mainly got 6s or whatever. It wasn't that case. So yeah, 7.5. Exclamation Dave in the chat. Dave, how do you want your shout out? Good sir.
Well, as Kindred's queried in the chat about knee cracking time, I think that's the one to go for.
Okay, knee cracking time. Let's go. I'm wearing my shorts, so I apologise in advance. So here we go. Right, you ready?
Go for it.
Oh God, am I going to be able to? Oh, there you go.
Oh, ouch.
Right, 3, 2, 1. Dave!
Very nice.
I've just knocked Morty off my shelf. There you go. Poor Morty. You deserve better. There you go. Well done, Dave. Let's move on to our next game. We were talking about Saros earlier being a bullet hell game. And now we've got a first-person bullet hell game. This came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and PC. And you can also play this on Game Pass. This is Lunar Abyss.
I suppose he sent you to hunt me down, yes?
Urian Caldecott, wanted for historic crimes against the old colony.
I'm waiting for you at the cathedral. There's something here you really need to see.
You truly do mean to kill him, don't you?
What do you think a man like him would do with all of that power? How do you expect me to kill a god?
Your job is to lead me to the gallows. Maybe you ought to ask yourself why.
Here, folks. What do you do for fun? Other than shooting things, I mean.
Urian told you about the prophecy, didn't he? Of course he did.
I've got blinded on new thoughts, and time is running short.
What horrible thing have you awakened? You just tried to kill me!
Men were never meant to control gods.
Stupid child! Can't you see you've fallen for a lie?
There you go. That is Lunar Abyss, which came out last Thursday, and is also on Game Pass. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
So in this one, you're a prisoner that's been sentenced to go and explore a derelict megastructure on a moon. I think it sprawls beneath the moon's surface. There's lots for you to go and explore there, and as is the case in this sort of game, which is very much a sort of Doom-like game, there's plenty of stuff in there that wants to kill you. Yeah. And from watching like a few video reviews of this, definitely gives me sort of a mix of Doom Eternal and probably some stuff like Doom the Dark Age and with what you got in there, because you got a lot of the sort of bullet hell stuff, kind of like what you got in Doom the Dark Ages. Lots of the different colour projectiles coming at you, but there's also a lot of sort of platforming sections as well, where you use do a lot of movement abilities to get through various sections before your next battle. So I think this is probably one for people who like the Doom series. If you're looking for something else to play, this is probably leading a bit more towards Doom Eternal. What I've read that's always a pretty popular one.
Yeah.
So I think for anyone looking for something similar to that, this looks like it could be pretty good. Looks decent enough graphics wise, what I could tell as well.
Yeah, looks good. Currently, it should be about 25 quid on PC and Xbox, but you can get it for 20 quid on both those platforms. As we said, it's also free on Game Pass. On PlayStation, it is 25 quid. So there you go. Thank you, Kindred. Why won't that unstart? I have no idea. There we go. Bobby, your thoughts on this one?
So this was a game that I also saw quite a few years ago, and it's by an amazing team, like really good pedigree. The team, I think they worked on games like Little Big Planet and whatnot, like really capable AAA stuff that they've worked on in the past, like PlayStation stuff, and then it was a real uphill struggle for them. I feared it might never come out because of the kind of troubles they were in as a team, but like it's really nice to see that they finally, they crossed the finish line and managed to get it out. And it reminds me a little bit of what's that Housemarque game? The someone mentioned it tonight.
Saros, you're thinking of, or Returnal?
Yeah, but the one before.
Yeah, Returnal.
Returnal, that's it. It kind of reminds me of that in a way, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really cool, man. It's great. Really, really nice to see that they've managed to get it out. And that you can play it free on Game Pass is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So good.
She's really good. Really, really good. I quite like the look of this. I am considering of chucking this in if I've got any space into June's schedule for streams, because I would like to give this a go. Just depends whether we can fit it in anywhere, but we'll see. I'd like to give it a go. All right, folks, let's see what people are saying. Kindred said, is it only Game Pass PC and Game Pass Ultimate? I can't remember, but I did list it in the Discord when I did my roundup of what's coming to Game Pass, because I do that twice a month on the Discord. I think I stated it there, either that or the previous post that I did. Let's have a look at what people are saying with scores. Brian saying an 8. Hannah, 8. Danka, 8. Dozer, 8. The Bray says, I have no idea what this game's meant to be. 7.5. Legendary JL, 8. Chloe, 8.5. Rocknews, 7.5. Kindred, 8. Retro Jazar, 8. Flame, 8. Seems to be a popular score. Bobby, what do you reckon this has got?
I'm with the room again. I think it's an 8. I think it's an 8 out of 10.
Yep. All right. Dave, what say you?
I was thinking 8 out of 10 as well.
Okay, you're going 8 out of 10 as well. Okay. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Lunar Abyss, which came out last Thursday on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And yeah, it's on Game Pass Ultimate and PC only. But it probably means in about a year's time, you'll be able to get it on all the other Game Pass platforms anyway, because that's their new policy at the moment. That might change again, but we'll see. At the moment, you can get it. But yeah, I've got it on Ultimate, so that's fine. Chloe's also going to change to an 8. I think everyone's feeling like, everyone feels they're onto something here. Okay. Well, let's see. Did you all get it right, apart from the people who didn't say 8? What did this get? I wonder. Maybe it did get an 8 out of 10. Hey, Bobby, congratulations. You got your second one right. Well done. Dave, you are now on your third one right.
I am, yeah.
We'll come back to you in a bit. And lots of other people. Yes, Dave's going to be, and a lot of people got it right. So Chloe, Flame, Retro Jazar, Kindred, JL, Gozzo, Danka, Hannah, and Brian all get shout outs. Brian is now 4 for 6. So Brian is in the lead. Well done, Brian. And I'm going to say all these shout outs that are going out, please do go follow these people. They come here and watch the show week in, week out and support us. So please do go give them a follow if you're not already following. There you go. Mag didn't read my score. Did you say 8, Dave? Did I miss you out? I'm sorry if I missed you out. Oh, well, if I missed you out, then I'll give you a shout out, Dave, once you've done the shout out. My apologies. But in the meantime, could you give our guest a shout out? No, he said someone smells. That's not a score. Right, moving on. You said Chloe out of smell. Great. So anyway, if you could give a shout out for our wonderful guest, Bobby, I'm so glad we cleared that up. And Dave, how would you like our shout out?
You can do your walk on from the side, mate.
Right, with me or Bob Ross, me?
Go with you this week. I think you did Bob Ross last time.
Yeah. All right, then we'll keep Bob Ross right there. Off we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
There we go. Dave! There you go. There you go. And thank you to Dave Johnson for doing all the shout outs. Also, if you're waiting to find out more about Kando Factory, Bobby, we have also pinned his links to the top of the Twitch chat. So you can click that link. You can go wish list their latest game, Glitch Hunt. And if you are interested on being a playtester for that, please do drop us a line or drop Bobby a line because their contact details are on the website. Please do that because he would greatly appreciate it because that's going to be launching the playtest on the 5th of June. Our next bit of news, folks. This one, I know that Kindred is, well, some people and fans are not too happy about because it has been announced that Destiny 2 is being sunsetted. Destiny 2 is going to be bringing out its last bit of content updates after 9 years of being out. This final content comes out on June the 9th. After that, you will still be able to play the game. You will still be able to play it online, but there will be no more content. No more DLCs, no more new content, nothing. It's there for people to play, and that's it. Bungie, obviously, as we know, brought us the first Destiny back in 2014. Was a huge success. It was done with Activision. And then 3 years later, they launched Destiny 2. They had a contract with Activision, which after 5 years, they broke early because it was a 10-year contract. They were not getting on with them with the way the game was going. So then Bungie decided to go it on their own. But Bungie did struggle and have problems and financial problems due to some people not liking some of the DLC content that come out and some of the content and it not doing as well. And along came Sony and said, we're going to buy you up. You can continue to do this, but you need to start doing some other projects. And as we know, Marathon was the new game that they brought out in March. However, despite good reviews for Marathon, it hasn't really took off as well as they hoped. And Sony have also stated that they are nowhere near getting their investment back on this. And it has been a bit of a disappointment, not necessarily for the players, but for Sony's investment. So the question is, they are obviously, Bungie are deciding to sunset Destiny 2 after 9 years. What do you think they will do? Is this purely to pump more stuff into Marathon? Or do you think there's going to be more stuff to come from them that is something completely new? What do we think? Because it is a bit of an interesting thing when Destiny 2 is technically still the more popular game.
Yeah, it's a bit an odd one, isn't it? I think probably what we're going to see is probably Bungie get fairly slashed and burned because I think they're just going to get rid of a load of people because they're in a bit of an odd situation because now they've closed Destiny 2 down. Yes, they've got Marathon going, but it doesn't sound like they've actually got another project anywhere near production level. I don't know if they have got anything they're pre-producing or quite what they've got, but if they haven't got anything for the majority of their stuff to work on, they're probably going to completely cut a load of people out of the company.
Yeah.
At the moment, they're kind of just like dead wood, which is a bit of a shit thing to say. But if the company isn't working on anything, if they're not working on a Destiny 3, which would, need a lot of people to, create, then you've got all these people sitting around, getting paid, costing a fortune, not doing anything. So I don't think Bungie's in a very good state. I mean, they were definitely overvalued at the 3 point whatever billion it was that Sony paid for them. They've had hundreds of millions slashed off their valuation recently by Sony. So they're not looking particularly good. Well, I do hope when Sony start, sacking people, they look at the Bungie management first of all. I'd say the Bungie management are probably, not been doing a very good job for donkey's years with the sound of it. So need to cut them out first. But I don't think they're in a very good position. If they haven't got another big game they're working on, and even if they were to start one, we've seen how long AAA games take to make at the minute. It'd be like half a decade away probably before it even saw the light of day. And whilst they seem to be still all in on Marathon, saying they want to expand the player base, it's still an extraction shooter that's a niche market that you're not going to get that many more people interested in, I doubt. So I don't know. I don't think Bungie are going to be doing that well for the next few years.
Kindred said even Bungie didn't really know it was stopping. This is more of a Sony decision, apparently, because it wasn't Bungie's decision to stop it. And they weren't working on Division 3 because they thought that Division 2 would carry on for another couple of years.
Destiny, you mean, not Division?
Sorry, yes. Division is something else, isn't that? Ubisoft. Whoops.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, Bobby, your thoughts on this?
Right. I loved Destiny when it first came out. I remember we were like living and breathing it. Every night we were coming home and playing it, going back to work, talking about it because we were colleagues playing together.
Yeah.
So we'll go to work and we'd just be talking about Destiny, and then we'll go back home and we'll play Destiny, and it was just like this rinse and repeat for ages. And the Loot Cave, the Galahorn, there were so many like memorable things from Destiny. And I feel like the initial promise was you'll be able to continue playing throughout forever as the franchise goes. And it kind of they did it, but they didn't really, it didn't like fully realize what I think everyone expected. So it was a bit of a like, when it switched over to Destiny 2. So it kind of like we as a group kind of petered off gradually. We did play Destiny 2 and we played some of the expansions and stuff, but as a group we kind of disbanded from Destiny quite a while ago now, and it's a shame that they've kind of ended it. It feels like an end of an era. I really hope that what they're doing is going, right, all of yous, we've got this project for you guys to work on for the next generation.
I hope so.
Right? It'll be really good timing for that if that's what they're doing, so that it gives them ample time to work on something and make sure it leverages the new hardware features or whatever new technology they're cooking up, right? That fits with the kind of console strategy. I'd really like it to be that, but maybe there are going to be layoffs, right? America's really expensive. Like the man months rate's really high, and this is like a veteran team. They're AAA. It's going to be really high. It's super expensive to keep the lights on there. So it's a bit like I worry for them.
It does worry me, because I know obviously we played the joke video with Ron Funches saying, hey, we put all this money into these teams and then make them do games and then we fire them because of our lofty expectations. I'm like, oh God, that could actually be ringing true for Bungie, and I hope it isn't. You said that the player base is still, community and IP is still massive. I think that's the thing. So eventually, because if they're stopping the support and there's no more updates, that will eventually fade away as well at some point. I'm not saying it's going to fade away immediately. Could probably still get a number of years out of it, but if they're not going to support it in that way, feels like it's going to become.
It's a bit of a shame as well, because I think with the original Destiny, the full game is still playable, but Destiny 2, they've altered so much of the original content. You can't, play that from beginning to end anymore. You can play what's there now, and that'll be there for however long. But it's showing they're not. I doubt they're going to unvault the other content. Probably cost too much money to actually do that.
There you go. I like Brian said, I always prepared Peter Dinklage to Nolan North when they did that. I thought it was quite funny. There you go. They are opening a lot of stuff for it, but I guess it's not going to be everything. So there you go. We'll have to see. Oh, well. Destiny 2, we salute you. You had a good innings. 9 years is not bad. Not bad at all. Let's move to our final two games of the night. And we are going back in time to an era with a character that hardly anyone remembers, except for the games were pretty bloody awful. But that may have changed, because at the start of Christmas, before the Game Awards, it was announced. Surprisingly, the first trailer we saw was the brand new Bubsy game. Yes, Bubsy 4D is here. It came out on Friday on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. Let's see what it's all about.
Are you ready to be upgraded to greatness? Upgraded? Let's begin, shall we?
Fashion time!
Blame me later. Available now. That's right. I'm officially your problem again.
There we go. I just want to make a comment, and I'm not trying to single him out, but it's a bit weird. Gozzo's put a score and said, didn't see the trailer. You put that while the trailer was on. Unless you're not looking at the screen, which I understand because you might be working on something else. That's fine, but I was a bit like, eh?
He must have closed his eyes like Dave did earlier.
Like Dave couldn't see anything. He said it was audio. Yeah, fine. Must be weird. We should just encourage everyone to play Penny's Big Breakaway instead, says Brian. I have no idea what that is. I'm not going to lie, Brian. You're going to have to educate me on that one. It's Mario and Sonic Mix. Oh, you had ads. Oh, okay. So you didn't see the trailer because of the ads. That's fair enough. I was like totally confused. I was like, but that makes sense. So there was adverts. So apologies if anyone else didn't see the trailer because there were ads running, but there you go. That's an excuse for you to sub to the channel because then that won't happen to you. Terrible plug. Dave, tell us more about this because they're bringing Bubsy back, but did we actually ever want him?
I'd kind of forgotten he even existed. He was, I think, originally created at the time when, there was lots of the, cartoon type characters, like mascot type characters that all had their own platformer. I think he had a couple of reasonable side-scrolling platformers for the first two games, but I think the third game that went 3D was meant to be pretty atrocious, from what I recall everyone saying about it. This particular one seems that it is actually better than probably a lot of people were expecting. The developer for this one, for Braze, I think they're called, they did make a game called Demon Tides that I think we reviewed a month or so ago. That was a decent platform, and apparently this has got some sort of DNA from that in it. It's got like a fairly sort of basic storyline just to keep things going. Busby's on the quest to get back this golden fleece that's been stolen, so it's just an excuse for him to platform his way through various biomes. And from what I've seen of it, the platforming looks pretty decent. A lot of challenge there if you're looking for that. So I think it's probably a better game than probably a lot of people were expecting. Busby's past form. So if you're looking for another 3D platformer, might be worth having a look at this one.
Okay. All right. Well, it is £16.75 on Steam, 18 quid on Switch, £16.74. Oh, a whole penny saving on Xbox, and 16 quid on PlayStation. Thank you, Kindred. Also, Hannah, thank you so much for the gifted sub. That has gone to Even XO. Thank you so much for that. Bobby, your thoughts on Bubsy 4D?
Yeah. So I used to be the producer on Sonic the Hedgehog while I was at Sega at one point. It reminds me a little bit of Sonic Adventure and maybe a bit of Super Monkey Ball thrown in there. And when I was looking at the trailer, I was thinking I probably wouldn't want to play this on my big screen. I probably wouldn't play it on my PC. I'd probably play it on one of my handhelds devices if I was to play it. I don't know. I wasn't that impressed. It's probably the least impressive of what we've seen so far today.
Okay.
I'd give it. I'm varying between 6.5 and 7. To be a bit more ballsy, I'll go 6.5.
Okay. All right, Bobby. Going for a 6.5. Let's see what everyone else is saying in the chat, and then Dave, I'll get you a score from you, good sir. We have got Brian saying a 6, Danka saying a 7, Legendary JL saying a 7, Chloe saying a 7, Hannah saying 7.5, Rock Muse saying the same as Bobby, 6.5. Chat, get your scores in now. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to try an 8.
Ooh, okay, you're going for an 8. Kindred, going for a 7. Folks, any more for this? This is Bubsy 4D, which came out on Friday for PS4, 5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. Flame is also saying a 6.5. And Retro Shazar is saying a 7. If there are no more scores, I can tell you, Bobby, you're going to be jumping for joy because this got a 6.5.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I was going to play it safe and go 7, but I was like, no, I'll be ballsy.
Yeah, you did it. It paid off, mate. It paid off. Well done. 6.5. Well done. Let's get a shout out for Bobby. Congratulations also to Flame, Rock Muse. Well done, Rock Muse. And I think that's it. That might be it. I think everyone else was skirting either side of it. So there you go. Yeah, 6.5. 6.5. There you go. There's the shout outs. And again, folks, there is the link for Can Do Factory. Go check it out. If you want to play test Glitch Hunt, please let us know. If you want to wish list the game, the games are all on the website. Please do go check it out. Bobby will greatly appreciate it. So congratulations for getting that. You are free, and Dave is for free. So there we go. Our final game of the night is one we got to play last night. And some of you I've seen have got the little sub badges in chat. There's little Batman badges in chat, which is great to see. Because if you subbed to the channel last night while watching me play this, you got a Batman badge. How cool is that? This came out also on Friday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and PC. This is Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight. Let's have a look at the trailer for that. And we'll talk about this in a bit.
Hand over the purse and the pearls.
If you make yourself more than just a man, if you devote yourself to an idea, then you become something else entirely. And that is... a legend, Mr. Wayne. Would you mind if I borrowed these?
Way I see it, all this stuff is yours anyway.
It was a bat, I tell ya! A bat!
You did all right in there, kid.
Oh, wow!
He thinks he works alone, but there's always someone there by his side.
Meow.
I will take everything from you.
Get ready, Gotham, to have a cold heart like mine.
Shut up! I'm trying to sleep!
You're welcome.
There you go, folks. We've got a hype train going, folks. So thank you very much. I think it's Hannah that kicked that off. I don't know why it's so delayed, but thank you very much. If anyone wants to contribute to it, feel free. You've got 2.5 minutes to do so, and you'll get some cool new emotes. So this is 60 quid on Steam and Xbox and PlayStation, and it was due, hopefully, out before the end of the year on Switch. Will be about 48 quid. So there you go. So it's not on Switch yet, but hopefully will come to Switch very soon. I'll give my thoughts on the game because I played it yesterday. But Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
This is a new Lego game, delving into like the various sort of movie incarnations of Batman from Tim Burton's times, Joel Schumacher's, Chris Nolan's, up to the latest Matt Reeves one. It's kind of like picking bits out of those movies and then making like its own sort of narrative, to go through them, to switch it all together, which is like a pretty cool thing to do because you get like lots of cool stuff. For the Christopher Nolan ones, you get a pretty cool chase with the tumbler that's in there. You see the original Joker from Tim Burton's version way back when. So there's lots of cool stuff in there. If you're fans of all the different movies, even the dodgy one with George Clooney as a Batman, thrown that in there just so we don't forget it at all. And it's also sort of wrapped up in an open world. So whilst the missions you go into are fairly linear, you've still got a nice big open world to explore around in. And I think you've got the usual sort of collectibles out in there. You're going to have a stupid number of Riddler fucking puzzles and trophies to find out in there. So you got all that stuff there if you want it. But I think it looks like a pretty decent Batman game, considering we haven't had a good one from Rocksteady for years. They wasted their time on Kill the Justice League, which was terrible. They should have been doing the Batman game, but I think they did have a bit of a hand in the combat for this one because this has got like the Arkham style combat to it.
It has.
It's a touch more simplified than in the normal Batman games, but still, it's that type of combat. It's even got some of the Predator mission bits in there where you're hiding up on the gargoyles trying to take people out. So if you've been missing the old Arkham games and their combat and stuff, well, you have got it in this. It's just in Lego format with the Lego humour that goes along with it. But it looks like a pretty decent overall package.
Yeah, there you go. Co-developed. Yes, they did work on it. Thank you, Danka. 161 Riddler trophies, says Kindred. Managed to time a video about the original Amiga Batman game on the same day as this launch. Was a complete fluke. Didn't even realise it until the day before. Nicely done, Brian. Nicely done. I will quickly say, played this yesterday. I've not done that many Lego games on the channel. I said this last one. The last one I did was that DC Supervillains one, which was all right. I did get a hands-on with the Forza Horizon Forbidden West Lego game, but never streamed it, and that was okay. This feels a completely different kind of breed of Lego game, because yes, it is fundamentally a Lego game, but it also feels like an Arkham game, and I love the Arkham games, and I think this is why it's very clever. And as Dave said, the narrative is all over the place because it starts with a Christopher Nolan one, jumps into a Matt Reeves one. Then you're gonna go at some point. You're like Adam West from the 1960s and all doing the bat dance, but they've done it really cleverly. So it actually makes one big coherent story, and that must take a lot of doing for it. And again, with Lego games, the comedy is in there. It's very well timed. This is a very family friendly game. It feels way more than just a Lego game, and I really, really enjoyed my time with it, and I want to finish this. So this is another thing that's going on to the backlog, but this massively surprised me because there have been some Lego games I've jumped on and gone, yeah, it's a Lego game. You go around, hit everything, collect the collectibles, and that's it. This feels very different, and I think Batman fans and Lego game fans are going to lap this up. So I think this deserves to do well. Bobby, your thoughts? Have you played some of the Lego games? You're a Batman fan.
I literally just rewatched the Christopher Nolan trilogy.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. By coincidence, really. And I think this is like an ode to Batman, isn't it? It's so lovely. It's so well done. I've got so much respect for the TT Game Studio guys. They've been honing their craft, like every time because like they're amazing craftspeople that bring joy to the world, and they don't take themselves too seriously in the game, right? Like they nail the humor really well, and it's hard to nail humor. I think, but they do it, time after time, and so I feel like this is this is the stocking filler of the year for parents going out buying games for their kids. You know, it's going to be different. I actually look forward to playing it with my little ones as well.
Yeah.
Not so little anymore, but yeah, it's going to be good. And I really like the trailer. I think it was mentioned in the comment as well. With a kiss by a rose by Seal. It's just like
it's great that they put that in. I love that. And I just because there was bits that genuinely made me laugh out loud when I was playing this, and then that whole thing with Mr. Freeze go, shut up! I'm trying to sleep. When I first saw that in the trailer, I was in hysterics because I was just like, that just sums up how clever the humor is in there. Oh yeah, and it's Bane is Matt Berry, by the way. Someone said that. I said, yeah, that's great. Can't ask for more. Chloe said, I love this concept. I enjoyed the Lego games with my kiddos, so I look forward to this one. The humor in this has made me laugh a lot. Brian said, I got this off the Loaded website for Xbox. It was 44 quid. Bargain, so you can get it cheaper elsewhere. I think I didn't pay full price for this. Again, it was one of those ones that I couldn't get a free copy, but I could get a discount. I think I got it for 20 quid. Wow. So I did all right, but that was just through some of my contacts. So I was quite chuffed about that. So there you go. But yeah, that's a bargain. I think this game is worth it. I got the deluxe edition for Steam for under 40 quid. So there's bargains to be had. If you get it, I'd say get this. Anyway, should we see some scores? What are people saying? Let's start at the top. Gozzo. 9. This was number 13 in our 50 games to look out for the year. Danker's predicted score back in January was 9. Okay. Brian, 8.5. Chloe, 9. Rockmuse, 9. Personally, says Kindred, I give it a 10, but the critics may give it a 9. Hannah, 9. Oh, people are going high with this one. Legendary JL, a 9. Then we got a couple of people. Retro Shazar saying a 7. Flame saying a 7. Dave reckons it's going to be a 9.5. Dave, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this will get?
I'll try 8.5.
Okay, go for an 8.5. Bobby?
I'm going to go for the highest score of the night. I'm going with 9 for this one.
Okay, going for a 9. All right. Okay, folks. Any more? This is Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, which came out on Friday on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS. Switch 2 will be coming soon, I believe, and PC. I can tell you some of you might be a bit angry at the reviewers, but still got a good score. On average, this got a 8 out of 10.
Yeah, still respectable.
It never hit any higher than an 8.5 on the reviewers that liked it a bit more, but it never got any lower than that. So it's pretty much 8s around the board. 8 out of 10 for Lego Batman. Personally, first impressions, I think it deserves a little bit more, but we'll see. So there you go. Chloe's like, intriguing. Yeah, I do wonder whether some of the reviewers felt that this is more of a Batman game than a Lego game. Therefore, some Lego hardcore players may not appreciate what they're doing here. I don't think that would be the case. I don't know. Oh, there you go. Some people said, there you go. Thank you, Kindred. I didn't mind that. I said, I do see some players didn't like the first part training. It took a long time. I didn't mind that because it was all part of the story. So there you go. So did anyone else say an 8? Did anyone say an 8? Maybe not. I don't think they did.
No, can't see that.
Blimey, we caught everyone out with the last one. There you go. Danker got 3 out of 8 in total. So no one got that right. Blimey, okay. So we did catch people out. Brian got 4 out of 8. I know Bobby got 3 out of 8. Dave, you got 3, didn't you, as well?
I did, yeah.
So there you go. Chloe got 2. Sound off in the chat. Let us know how many you did. But I think Brian got the most right. Hannah says, woo, 1 out of 8. Yes, Hannah, come on. That's it. Kinja got 3. Gozzo got 2. Well done, everybody. There you go. There you go. I know Rock News got 1 as well. So there you go. Let's quickly wrap up the show because I know we're running a little bit late. We'll wrap it up with the last part of the show, which is the charts, gaming charts. We have got some of the games that we've talked about tonight entering the chart at the weekend. Let's see how they did. But For reference, last week we looked at the Xbox game charts, and Directive 8020 was the big smash as it went in at number 1 at the Xbox charts. This is the retail charts that covers basically everything. Directive 8020 went in at number 3 last week as a new entry overall. And interestingly, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle re-entered the charts at number 2 because obviously it was released on Switch 2. Last week's number 1 was Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. But let's see what's happened in the last week or so as we show you the charts. We've got a re-entry at number 10 with Monster Hunter Wilds. No movement at number 9 for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Down 1 place at number 8 is Mario Kart World. The former number 1 dropping 6 places. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream there at number 7. Non-mover at number 6 with Pokemon Pokepier. At 5, a re-entry with Hogwarts Legacy. A non-mover and still selling well, number 4, Resident Evil Requiem. Number 3, a new entry, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Number 2, a new entry with Forza Horizon 6. And number 1, we just talked about it, a brand new entry and a brand new number 1, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is our new number 1 game. Meaning that last week, Mortal Kombat 1, which had a bit of a resurgence because of the film, is now out of the charts. And also a former number 1 that keeps going back to number 1. Dave will be happy to hear this, and a lot of you in chat will be happy to hear this. EAFC 26, also out of the charts this week. Thank God. So any comments on any of that? Directive 8020 also out of the charts. It went in at number 3, out after 1 week, unfortunately. But that was the only new entry last week. And also Indiana Jones, straight out the chart as well. Any thoughts on that? It's good to see those 3 games topping the charts that we talked about this week.
Coming back so high. Is that, did they do a price drop or something? Why is it? What do you think drove it?
Yeah, sometimes we see sales and games do drop in. There's also been a lot of hype about the TV show and the fact that they are working on a new one. So we can see that it's like when they brought out when the Mortal Kombat film came out, that came back in, a couple of Mortal Kombat games. We also saw when Resident Evil Requiem came out, a lot of the Resident Evil games suddenly all went back into the charts. So certain things can trigger it, sales or just general hype about stuff coming soon. So yeah, Hogwarts is a bit of a nice surprise. Cyberpunk was in the charts for quite a few weeks with the Ultimate Edition. That's now out as well. So that come back around. Any other thoughts on those charts, gents?
Just nice to see Resident Evil Requiem still up in there. That's a damn good game.
Yeah,
it's nice to see Lego winning it as well, coming in at number 1. Because it's like there's been so much focus on like live service games.
Yeah,
you know, these kind of living, breathing games. And then a game like this, that's like family fun, just killing it. People just want to kick the shit out of things as Batman. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know, it's great. And do you know what? It did surprise me because I did wonder whether that might be number 2, and then Forza Horizon was going to be number 1. But then I thought, hang on, family-friendly game, kids are going to lap it up. Half-term holidays. That's good there. Danke says, anything to do with Epic giving away for free? No, because this is a retail chart. They've had to pay money for this. So it might do well in the free download charts, which we might have a look at next week. But that would not count towards it. So there you go. Then again, people might have seen it was free on Epic and don't have Epic and then went out and bought it. Who knows? They might have. But there you go. That's the charts for this week. Next week, we will either look at the PlayStation or Steam charts, 1 of the 2. I'll decide at some point later this week. We'll see. We shall see. So there you go, folks. That is our show. Thank you so much to the wonderful Bobby of Can Do Factory. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So good to you be here. Can we get another shout out for him? His links are pinned to the top of the chat. If you are interested in play testing Glitch Hunt, please do tell us. Either contact Bobby directly through the website that is linked there, or drop me a line and I'll drop Bobby your details and we can do that. Number of people saying thank you, Bobby. There you go. Thank you for being a great guest. The first time on the show. Greatly appreciate it. Enjoy as always. Cheers, Brian. Thank you. Thank you again, Bobby. Great to have you here. And no doubt I will see you at another gaming event very soon.
I'm sure we'll bump into each other again. And you know what? It'll be really nice if we could get my colleague Christian on, because he used to be a journalist way back when, in the late 90s. So he'll probably be, hopefully I beat him with my 3 out of 8. My ego wants that, but then also I'm like, well, you should do better than me, Christian.
We'll see. I think we should make this happen. We should make this happen. So we'll have a chat after the show. We'll get him on the show. Chloe says, I want to see this. Yes. There you go. Thanks, boy. Thanks, Dave. There you go. That's it, folks. Thank you to the wonderful Dave.
Always a pleasure. Nice.
Great to have you back on the show. Next week, we are back. It will be my first stream back, because obviously there is no stream next Monday because I'll be traveling back from TwitchCon. But so next week will be our first show. Our guests on the show, returning guests, the Game Older podcast crew are going to be on this show. I was on their show. We recorded last week. That's about to release. Thought we'd return the favour. Got them back on the show. So we got a couple of the Game Older podcast on there. Also, we do realise, as Gozzo's pointed out, that the PlayStation State of Play does clash with our show. Feel free to...
We better finish earlier then.
Maybe. Or I am going to say, if you do decide to watch this and that, please no spoilers during the show, okay? Maybe after the show, fine, but please don't spoil it for anyone, because if they had decided to choose us over the State of Play, I greatly appreciate that. So please no spoilers next week. And if you do go off and watch that, that is also cool as well, because we want to see what they come up with that. So that will be our show next week. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to everyone who's been watching on YouTube and on Twitch, as always. So what we are going to do, we are going to do a raid. If you're on YouTube, the stream is just going to end. But let's see who is on. Thank you, Gozzo. Take care, mate. We'll see you. Well, we won't see you next week then if you're watching the PlayStation State of Play. Or maybe you'll watch the first hour. Who knows? We'll see. Let's see who's on. Are we tempted to watch someone actually playing the new Bond game before it comes out tomorrow? Chat, let me know. I'm not fussed about spoilers. Chloe says yes. All right, I'm going to let Bobby pick then. Gozzo says no. Do we want spoilers though? Ooh, that's the question. So we got 2 people who are playing it. We've got Shaky, who was never raided before, who is going to be starting the Leicester Twitch meets very, very soon. And I met him at the HQ last week. Or we've got Dan Bay, who we've raided before, also playing it. So I'm gonna Bobby, who do you want to go, Shaky or Dan Bay?
Let's go Shaky, because you haven't raided him before, right?
Yeah.
Raided them before.
All right, well, let's see. I'm just gonna do this. Right, okay, he's a fair chunk into the game. There you go. So we'll go raid Shaky. I think he'll greatly appreciate it. He seems to be identifying faces on a screen, so this looks quite cool. One of them looks like Cristiano Ronaldo. So I'm going to press that button. There we go. That raid should start at some point. There you go. And all that leaves for me to say is, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, and a great evening. And we shall see you back for this show Tuesday next week. And I am back on tomorrow, either playing First Light 007, if I get my copy, or I'll be doing Yoshi Mysterious Book. So one of the two is going to happen, and I'll try and let you know before the actual stream. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll do that thing where we wave at the camera and I press a button. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
I'm out to find